He's still got
Lee
time.
require
6 starts on
110.
110 to move himself on to 8 points. He loves this area of the board. A little bit of composure here from Lee Cox.
Game shot.
And a fantastic delivery there from Lee Cox to finish off the match with a 110 finish. He's still got time. 6 starts on 110 to move himself on to 8 points. He loves this area of the board. A little bit of composure here from Lee Cox.
Game shot.
And a fantastic delivery there from Lee Cox to finish off the match with a 110 finish. It looked very tight early on. A couple of holes of throws. 6 darts missed by Yano Bottenberg. Gave the invitation for Lee Cox, who said, "Thank you very much. I'll have a bit of that." And he moves himself on to 8 points. An average of 90.15. 4 from 7 on the checkouts was more than enough. As we move to our man who is top of the table, who's coming up next, it is Ree Robinson taking on Steve Brown.
Reese
has to be had here, and you make Ree
147.
Robinson favourite for a 4-0.
Yeah, and Steve doesn't look comfortable at all. But he's going to get a dart for another one of these human highlight reels. And yet again,
Ree Robinson.
Robinson produces fireworks. The 147 for a 15 dart leg. A 4-0 demolition job of Steve Brown. And the league leader re-establishes that 4-point lead at the top of Group A. And like yesterday, the average is over 90. He's saying to the rest, catch me if you can. Coming up after the break, we're going to see Tom Lonsdale against David Schling. For Schling, should get at least a dart at the ball. 20 for ball. Bullseye to lead again. That is sensational from the turtle. 3 legs, 3 breaks a throw.
Tom, you require 81.
Treble 19 doesn't hit.
Game shot on the 6th leg. Tom Lonsdale.
I know he's hit the 62, but if he'd have missed the treble 10, he's also saying to David Schling, I don't think you can take this out.
9
Tom,
darts.
you require 64.
And a 177 as well. Going to get dart at double 8.
Game
that
shot.
is absolutely sensational
Tom
from Tom Lonsdale. He was up against it, trailed 3-2, but 2 blistering legs from the ADC qualifier. Bags the points in a high quality contest from both players. Thoroughly enjoyed that. We look at the scoring numbers there from Lonsdale. 3 180s and a 177 in there as well. 33% on his doubles, bagging the points. But coming up after the break, Steve Brown and Yano Bottenberg return.
36.
Well, that was also
Yano, you require 128.
his 11th maximum. Oh,
88.
talk about style. That would have been done with some style. Even Steve Brown is smiling.
If that had gone in, that was style and finesse,
Yano,
and I would have wanted the
40.
finger point.
Game shot.
But Yano
Bottenberg
seals the points. A 4-2 win over Steve Brown, averaging 91.79. Steve Brown opened up in 13, but from there it was the Dutchman who took complete control. The finishing 4 from 7, 57% on the outer ring. Absolutely superb. But coming up after the break, we're going to see Lee Cox against David Schling. Missed the big number. Only gets 1 dart at double top.
Game shot on the second leg. David Schling.
David Schling levels up at 1 apiece.
Cox, it
David, you
looked
require
inviting.
20.
He gave it every chance, didn't he?
No score.
Wrong
Lee, you
side
require
of the wire.
25.
Double 8 for 3-1. Big moments in this tie.
Game shot on the
And the
4th
big
leg.
moments
Lee
have gone the
Cox.
way of Lee Cox.
Oh,
David,
yeah.
you require 104.
Absolutely. No issues now. Very generous man.
76.
Both players
Lee, you
attempts at
require
big finish.
32.
But this is an attempt at winning the match.
Is that awkward?
Game shot.
No
And
is
the
the
match,
answer.
Lee Cox.
Lee Cox with a 4-1 victory over David Schling, and he cuts the gap again to Ree Robinson to 2 points. He's doing everything he can to keep pace with the league leader. There are the numbers for you. 81.03, 4 from 10 on the outer ring. 1 maximum for Cox. But Time will tell. Will that be enough as the league leader returns next as Ree Robinson takes on Tom Lonsdale?
Tom, you require 86.
Treble 18 leaves double 16 for 2-0. Sensational.
Game shot on the second leg.
Absolutely
Tom Lonsdale.
sensational from Tom Lonsdale. I know we're only 2 legs in, Matt. I know, but I'm going to press the button.
Must go. And it won't. Lonsdale for an absolute incredible
52.
performance.
Tom, you require 24.
24.
Game
That
shot
is
under match.
absolutely
Tom Lonsdale.
stunning from Tom Lonsdale. He has ended the Ree Robinson winning streak. It is a 4-0 demolition job from the ADC qualifier. And look, they're sharing a moment there. Reese knows that was a special performance from Tom. He's averaged 113.43, winning legs of 13, 12, 15 and 13. Tom Lonsdale, take a bow. Everyone, get your breath back, because coming up after the break, we're going to see Steve Brown against David Schling.
David, you require
no question,
94.
There'll be a down, there'll be an adrenaline dump. It's how he deals with that.
Game shot on the first leg. David Schling.
So 95
Steve, you require 95.
for a level game. Double 19.
Game shot on the second leg.
Brilliant
Steve
from the bomber.
Brown.
Steve Brown levels it up. It's a 14-dart holder throw. True story.
Like it. David will like that. That is sat beautifully in the board. You just knew that was going to go. It was inviting.
120.
He just missed a 140 in the
Steve,
last
you
leg. He
require
misses
150.
the 158 in this. He's teasing us to something big.
Double 15. Wow,
Game shot on the fourth leg. Steve Brown.
We said earlier those moments are still there. Produces a blistering 150 finish. 82 should go the ball first. 25 for these 57, 17 and tops. Tops to win it.
Game shot.
Absolutely sensational
David
from David Schling. 4-2 win over Steve Brown. The 82 finish does all the damage, and he knows where that camera is. He's been to the Joe Cullen School of Camera Shots, that is for sure, but it is a big 2 points in there for him as he moves up to third in this Group A table and is now threatening a Group B position. But coming up after the break, we're going to see Yano Bottenberg against Ree Robinson.
The board.
And point proven because Dart 3 followed it. Another.
Game shot on the fifth leg. Ree Robinson.
Mr. Highlight Reel is back in this one.
And
Yano, you require 109.
At the 109. He should get a dart for double. He does.
Game shot on the
What
match.
a fantastic finish there
Bottenberg.
from Yano Bottenberg. Ree Robinson has won 3 matches with Tumplers finishers. He's now had one against him. A 15-darter there for Yano Bottenberg. Another average over 90. And he is looking like a serious player. He's also pulling Ree Robinson back to the pack and giving himself plenty of opportunity going into our last couple of laps of fixtures. But Lee Cox is the man that is trying to chase down Ree Robinson at the top. He's coming up next against a man who hit 113 average the last time we've seen him, Tom Lonsdale. Occasions are going straight for it.
It's going to be a double 16 for the match.
Game shot.
And that's
on the
all
match.
he needs.
Lee Cox.
Lee Cox seals a 4-1 victory over Tom Lonsdale. We saw the fist pump from the crafty Coxy. He knows that he goes level on points at the top of the table with Ree Robinson with that victory. 84.56 average for him. 1 max, 4 from 14, 28% on the outer ring. But coming up after the break, you can see Yano Bottenberg against David Schling.
David, you require 85.
Himself just 85 after 9 darts. Here's that bullseye again. Fine finish.
Game shot. On the leg, David Schling.
12 darter.
David, you require 105. Game shot on the sixth
Fabulous
leg,
finish
David
from the
Schling.
Turtle. The 105 goes and we are level at 3 apiece. Tens.
Game
Finds
shot
it.
on the match. Yano Bottenberg.
Yano Bottenberg seals victory 4-3. Not a lot in it. Both of them played some fabulous stuff. Both missed a match start, and you can see there what it means to both of them. But it is the Dutchman who walks off with the points. And there we see it, just edging the 140 column, and 44% on his doubles, bagging the points. Coming up after the break, we see Steve Brown against Tom Lonsdale.
Tom, you require 70.
One dart at double 16 for the match.
38. Steve, you require 89.
Steve, a chance to save the match. Same target.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Steve Brown.
Steve Brown just has these flashes and these moments where he just steps up and almost looks effortless for him at times. 150 finish earlier on.
Game shot.
Only needs the one, and it is Tom Lonsdale who seals a 4-2 victory over Steve Brown. That ton did all the damage. Blocker first start, found a way around it. The perfect setup for Lonsdale as he bags the points and moves on to 8 points and is still in the hunt here. But coming up after the break, hold on, it is the battle at the top of Group A. The leaders go head-to-head. Ree Robinson against Lee Cox.
Reese, you require 47.
So 47 for an early breaker throw. Double 18. Surely he uses the guide.
Game shot on the second leg. Ree Robinson.
We see the fist pump there. We know what it means to him, Matt.
It's time for the hope.
Reese, you require 20.
Double 10 for Robinson.
Game shot.
Only needs the one dart.
Reese
We get the fist pump. Huge moment in the Group A race for the title. The overnight leader has gone back to the summit, 2 points clear of Cox with that victory. And is that the twist in the tail that goes his way? There's the numbers, 89, 39 for Robinson. 4 maximums, including that bizarre one to leave double one. But as we enter our last round of fixtures after the break, we're going to see Tom Lonsdale against Yano Bottenberg.
A bit rushed with that last start there from Yano.
165.
But a fantastic setup shot there from Tom Lonsdale. Leaves himself top after 12. Another sort of maximum
81.
visit. The
Tom, you require 40.
3 big trebles that he required.
Yeah, he sprung into life.
Game shot on the third
has
leg.
a leg on the
Tom
board.
Lonsdale.
There it is.
180.
Yano's second maximum to confirm today's bet builder.
96.
11-1 lands.
Yano, you require 46. Game shot under match.
What also lands
Yano Bottenberg.
is Yano Bottenberg seals the points 4-2 victory over Tom Lonsdale. A highly entertaining game from both of these. Swung one way, then the next. Bottenberg went 2-0 up. Lonsdale pinned him back, but it ultimately was Yano Bottenberg who takes the points, 50% on his doubles, doing the damage. Coming up in our penultimate match of the day is David Schling against Ree Robinson. Good marker. The over adjustment now to 10s.
Game shot
And finds it. Ree Robinson seals a 4-1 victory to move his tally to 16 points after 2 days in Group A. He leads by 4 points at the moment. That can be cut to 2 in our next game. But there's the stats. 85, 52, 30% on the outer ring for Ree Robinson. But we have one game to go today, and it will be Lee Cox against Steve Brown.
Lee, you require 101.
It's going to be a double 16.
Game shot on the
Fabulous
first leg.
from
Lee Cox.
Rescued the situation importantly there, Matt, because the first dart was a slip, but composed himself.
Second leg, it's Steve to throw
to
first.
pin the 86.
Steve, you require 70.
Just trying to think when actually Halloween is.
Game shot on the third leg. Steve Brown. Steve, you require
Lee
52.
Cox doing enough here to warn Steve Brown.
It's not really a marker, was it?
Lee, you require 95.
No, good bit of dartboard between the double and the dart.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Lee Cox.
Exquisite from Lee Cox, and it's a leg that got away from Steve Brown. Share a smile there. Start on the bullseye, but doesn't need to because Steve Brown's not on a finish.
$119.
The setup is perfect. Match point, Lee Cox.
100. Lee requires 16.
8-8 for the points. Can he use that? Squeeze it in off the barrel.
No score.
No, and it's not there.
Steve, you require 98.
Look of amazement from Cox. He can't believe it didn't find the gap. Steve Brown, treble 19, would leave double 18, but that's not going to go.
66.
So Cox back to
Lee
see the job
requires 16.
How much can he see? That looks blocked. Not a lot is the answer. Look at that.
No score.
No way through.
Steve, you require 32.
Steve Brown lives again.
Game shot on the fifth leg. Steve Brown.
6 missed match darts for Lee Cox.
Lee, you require 102
for the match. Of all places, he knows that's a darting disaster. Treble 1 leaves 99, no finish. Steve Brown will get match darts to complete the comeback.
19. Steve, you require 40.
Double 19. That didn't leave the hand properly. How much of it can he see?
2.
He misses, but Lee Cox,
you require 83.
The setup didn't work in the last one. But he's going to get another 2 match darts. Is this the time? One more in hand. Has to move across.
Game shot.
And this time, finally, Lee Cox is over the line. He was 3-1 up. Missed multiple match darts. Got pinned back to 3-all. Steve Brown then missed match darts in turn, but Lee Cox falls over the line in our final game of the session, keeping his hopes alive of winning Group A, cutting the gap to 2 points to Ree Robinson at the top. But we're going to look back at the session now with Matt and Henry.
Well, for a moment there, we thought it was going to be a case of mind the gap there from Lee Cox. Hello, everybody. It was a case of mind the gap for Lee Cox, but he closes the gap on Ree Robinson. Matt Edgar is alongside me up here on the balcony to assess everything we've seen today. Let's begin by having a look at the results from this afternoon's session. Here they are. Lee Cox beating Steve Brown 4-3 in that last game. Ree Robinson beating David Schling 4-1, and Yanna Bottenberg beating Tom Lonsdale 4-2 in the final round of fixtures. But let's dissect the day as a whole, because there was moments where Ree Robinson was left vulnerable after a couple of defeats, but has still maintained that advantage at the top.
Very nearly had a big advantage as well. That last game was vital. That last game has set us up for tomorrow to be a really good day, because Lee Cox, at one point, I thought he was going to throw it away. He kept missing match dart after match dart. Steve Brown in that last leg raced down to the double, wasn't able to convert. Lee Cox finally got over the line. That opens the door for tomorrow. That opens us up for a really good day of darts, and it really draws the attention to that head-to-head between Lee Cox and Ree Robinson, because it's only 2 points now. And if Lee Cox is able to beat Ree Robinson, he hasn't been able to do it so far, but if he can do it on Wednesday, the most important day, it then becomes a battle of legs between the two, or down to other results against the rest of the field.
And the important thing about that game, Ree Robinson and Cox, is that they were both level on points at the time. Beating Lee was massive towards him re-establishing that advantage.
And the way he did it. That was the thing that stood out for me. It wasn't just the fact that he beat Lee Cox. He did it in style. He did it comfortably. He did it without much resistance from Lee Cox. Lee Cox plays his part in so far in a really good story, but when it came down to that sort of head-to-head moment, it was all about one man. Ree Robinson dominated that game as he did on day one.
So he's been the performer of the week, but the performance of the day, no doubt, goes to Tom Lonsdale. 113 average. That was against Ree Robinson. And what else can we say? Because this was part of a real purple patch for him.
It was. He had the 212 darters in the game before just to seal off that stage, and it was a really good moment. It's nice to see from a debutant come and do those sort of things. We saw Cam Crabtree do it on his debut when he first came here to the Super Series. So it's nice when they've had a bit of time to settle in. They don't have that sort of adrenaline moment, and to be able to pull out that level of performance when the results hadn't been going his way. It wasn't like he was building towards something. Yes, he ended the game with David Schling quite strong with back-to-back 12s, but it sort of came as a bit of a burst, as a bit of a purple patch, and then off the back of that we saw a bit more consistency. I'm really interested to see how he gets on tomorrow, because we always say with debutants they will grow into the experience. How much more can he grow?
Is he the type of player that, regardless of what happens this week, whatever the end result is, he's the type of player we've seen with the likes of David Davis in the past? Maybe we bring him back here another time, regardless of the outcome, regardless of the result, and see how he develops over a course of time.
Well, that's his goal. I spoke to him on Monday when I first got here, because he's a new name to me. He's someone I've not seen before. And you can look at numbers and stats and data all you want, but you'd never get like the full flavour of it until you sit and chat to the player. And he spoke very well about what he wants to do. He wants to come back here. This is a goal. So for him to have hit that 113 average, it's already a statement piece to say, bring me back. So he's already made a claim for a return visit here, but there's plenty more darts to be thrown before we even think of another week.
Lots of darts to be thrown in anger, that is for sure. As far as Steve Brown is concerned, he's bottom of the pile. He's had moments, hasn't he? But we saw an improvement today. Is that because he's getting more match rates, more match sharp, because he probably hasn't played much elsewhere? He
hasn't played much elsewhere. He spends most of his time worrying about other people playing darts rather than himself playing darts these days. But when he does play darts, we know what he's capable of. Multiple-time tour card holder, played in all the big major events in the world of darts. We know what Steve Brown is capable of, and I didn't think we'd see it in Group A. I didn't think anything for Steve Brown in Group A. I thought if he finishes bottom, it doesn't really tell us anything we don't already know. I think for Steve Brown, it comes Thursday and Friday.
Now, we've got to give some praise to you guys at home or wherever you're tuning in from today, because you correctly picked today's bet builder. Remember, these are amalgamations of bets that make it through the exchanges. There we are, all in green, 11-1. I've actually got a little bit of an issue with that particular graphic, because Chris Mason spends all of his time up here slamming the bet builder. There should have been a crop of him in some Spider-Man pyjamas.
Well, I fancied it all day, you see. I thought it was a good chance today, you know, with the 180s. I think we've got a group here that's littering this field with 180s. You're not going to let me get away with this, are you?
No. I mean, I won't literally put egg on your face, but I mean, a man that likes to admit, that's fair enough. Right, let's have a quick look at the table before we go on this Tuesday afternoon, because Ree Robinson leads the pile. 2 points is the advantage between him and Lee Cox. Yano Bottenberg still in contention on 12. Tom Lonsdale, David Schling on 8. Steve Brown down there on 2 points. So one more day of qualification to go here in Group A. Ree Robinson with a slender advantage. Can you see anyone popping him to the post?
If there is, it's going to be Lee Cox. Yano's going to have to be perfect and probably have to beat both of them to play himself into contention. He's capable of doing so on the base of what we've seen so far, but I think a Group B campaign would probably be a successful Group A debut.
Matt, always fun to be in your company. Thank you so much for joining me back up here again today. Right, we'll see you tomorrow, 9:30 sharp. Remember, back on Sporty Stuff TV and on the Modus Super Series YouTube channel. And if you've just come in from your lunch break, hoping for some darts, and you missed the best bits from today, don't forget that highlights are available on the Modus Super Series YouTube channel. And don't forget to drop us a little subscribe down the bottom of the screen there for more darting bonus content. But as far as day 2 is concerned, well, Mr. Highlights Reel is still top of the pile, but Lonsdale, well, he's a shoo-in as far as performance of the week is concerned.